Hello there, I'm Thomas from Jake Moses' channel. Let me go ahead and save you the trouble from watching the entire video. The entire video is going to be very long and very boring. So if I were you guys, I would just go ahead and skip to this part of the video. Alright, that's all I gotta say. This is Thomas the Tank Engine, signing out, and I'll see you guys in the montage. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Most back again doing a brand new vlog of showing you guys something very interesting. It's been a very long time since I've seen tracks in my room like this. So as I said a long time ago in one of my old vlogs, I said that Sodor Pass, or whatever the show I titled it going to be, is coming very soon. And apparently I finally was able to get this room done. I was wanting to have a two separate room, so that way when I invite my friends over, they do not have to see all the Thomas stuff. And heck, I mean, some of them don't even know I'm a Thomas fan. So I was wanting to keep that stuff and that stuff separate, but we're still underneath the construction in that room, and it may not get done anytime soon because we do not have no space for all the other stuff. So that might be done in another day. But as of right now, I'm a little bit happy about how this room ended up. I mean, it is a little bit junky, but as I go through it, you guys will understand about why is my room set like this. So, let's go and start off at my bedroom. There's my bed. It's very comfy. It's a mattress, a soft kind. I can't really pull it out at the second, but there's my bed. There's my blanket. Yes, I do sleep with the pink blanket. There's how Thomas function, if you guys remember that video. There we go. There's my stuff. There's my Batman mask I made. There's garbage. Oh yeah, there's my coffee. There's my TV. There's my DVD player. I don't know why I got these, but these were really cool to me, so I just went ahead and bought them. There's an old Titanic that my grandpa used to have, and they finally passed it down to me, but I tore that thing all to hell. Absolute hell. There's my Friends season 1 to 10 completion, whatever it's called. There's my school stuff, my clothes. Yes, I am butt naked, by the way. There's my weights. I'll probably have to move those. There's my dresser, my stuff. Lego people are in there. Yeah, that's basically my bedroom layout. Now let's go ahead and look at the actual layout that you guys want to see. Yeah, I still got time. I don't really know where to start. And by the way, this layout is incomplete, but it will not be fixed anytime soon. So I just figured, why not go ahead and just show the layout. Let's start at Vickerstown, because over here is that's kind of where the starting point of this layout is. But first, let me find my Thomas. There he is. Because Thomas over here is going to guide us the way. Let me put Thomas down here. So as we see, here's the entrance to Vickerstown. It comes over here, and here is Vickerstown's sheds. As we see, we have our Thomas, a custom-made character that I will not spoil. Wallace, Neil, Clive, and Matthew, or well, Clive, Neil, and Matthew for correct terms. Winston, Colin, Lily, Adam, Glenn, and Edward. Both Thomas and Edward are both in their original color, by the way. So that's Vickerstown, and here's one of the super stations. Is a little leg thingy. This would be the main station of Vickerstown. So that's Vickerstown. We puff out of this end where Gordon comes in to drop off his passengers, and finally we arrive at Crovan's Gate, which is also located at the narrow gauge railway. So yeah, so we're gonna pause at the Northwestern Railway, and let's go ahead and focus on the narrow gauge railway, or Scaroli Railway, however people like to say it. So here's the sheds where Scaroli, Renez, my wooden railway Rusty, because I do not have a Tommy, Sir Handel, Peter Sam, Duncan, and my custom engine Duke. Here they are just chilling at the sheds. There's supposed to be a lot of coaches here, but I did not thought about pulling them out. And I'm thinking about selling my Tommy, Scaroli, and Renez, but only just to replace them with wooden railway cons. So that way, you know, it'll be easier for me to get rid of the Tommy stuff once I get it done. And that way I can go ahead and move on to the wooden railway collection. So here's my little layout for the wooden railway side. There's the sheds. As you could probably tell, it's a little bit broken off. So that's why I kind of like have like 5 tracks going all over. So let's start off where Duke is. As we can see, there's a platform where Duke dropped off his passengers, or anyone at least. And then they come around this little V-switch, and then they go over a little crossing, and go into another V-switch, and then they come across to the incline, where like it's just a hill with some buffers at the top, but it still does look good. And then they turn, and then they finally arrive at the sheds. So if we take the middle track that actually leads up to somewhere, so we go to the coach's yard, or the yards, however people like to say, and if we take this track, this leads up to the magic buffers, or just a set of buffers, because I just said that because Proteus might be appearing in my series. Maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe. And if we take this side, we just come around this little corner through the valley, and then we arrive at the V-switch again. So, once again, here's a little, I added this little take-a-play, take-along my thing, back when they used to did this. I'm pretty sure it's Ertl, because I think they had that, but who cares? The reason why I added this is because it's a little bit nice collection. That way, if I ever get like a wooden rare Proteus, I could just like make like a little ghostly figure once he comes around this mountain. Just like not appear, then appear right here, and then disappear. So, yeah, I'll go and give like a little overshot about the narrow gauge railway. You guys done? Okay, good. So there's Crovis Gate. That's where the goods yards sort of. I will put a crane there, so that way, you know, stuff like that. Now, I ran out of track at this point, but I might will be able to do this. I'm thinking about like setting a little switch to like go it that way. Like put a little switch right there, then turn off right here, and then there be like another switch, and then I might be able to put that tunnel right there, because that would be Henry's tunnel apparently. Because I want to like add that in this collection, but apparently I have to like put it over there because there's no other room. And apparently, if Henry's all bricked up in the tunnel, then how is Gordon supposed to like come through then? So he's gonna have to like take this track. So imagine a little tunnel right there, but as of this point, I can't really do that. So I apologize, but I ran out of tracks, but I might be able to do that in the future. So moving on. We come around this little corner. Here we arrive at a little switch, and we have like another, I'm sorry about the noise, but the fan's right there, but, we have like this little, I mean not little, we have this another leg piece thing, like Vickerstown over there, but this time it's a Sodor Steamworks, and this time it actually has that name, because over there is Nafford, but, over here we have leading up to the Steamworks, so, yeah, we'll get over there in just a sec, but this leads up all the way over there. So, yeah. As you can see, we have like a little trees right here, which is another reason why I wanted to put Henry's tunnel right there, because this would be Ballyhoo Forest or something like that. Then we come around over here. Here we arrive at this little Great Discovery set, which I turned into Gordon's Hill apparently. I might well put like a little tunnel right there, and probably brick up this area right here, but who knows, maybe not. But, I was wanting to, like, do that little spin, so that way Gordon can actually have, like, a reason to, like, strain up the hill, but I'm not able to do that, but I am able to, like, make this bridge, for big engines, and then it comes all the way down by that little slope. Then we arrive at the Tommy tracks, and we find a way how to get across here. So we come down there, make this one big loop, and here's the Cody Fell Railway, and Wellsworth Station, by the way. That is a tunnel, or supposed to be a tunnel, because, because, you know, I don't really have no more space to put the Codyville Railway. But imagine that's a tunnel, and then, as we can see, we have the super station rails, because, you know, these are supposed to be like the little things that the teeth are supposed to feed into. And then we arrive at a scrapyard where Trevor is founded by Edward. And the reason why I did it like this was because, do you guys remember that little wooden railway pack where Cody and Trevor appeared in together? Well, not Trevor, but it says something like Cody's Apple Orchard, something like that. So I decided to go ahead and make that into kind of how it is set up. So Codyville right next to Trevor and Terrence's little field right here. And speaking of which, here's Wellsworth Station, but we'll get to there here in a minute. Then we arrive at another switch, and if we take this track, this leads up to Nafford Station, or at least Tinmouth, something like that, but in my series it's going to be Nafford, so imagine this is Nafford. Now, as I said about the incomplete thing, there's supposed to be like a little box right here, so that way it can represent Nafford Station very well, but as of this point, I could probably like go with this little platform right here, and that's just it. At least it has like all 6 tracks at least, but anyways, if we take this track, then we lead up to a cell, a jail cell, because I mean, Sodor might be a good place, but it's not like better or perfect at least. I mean, it does at least value crime. But anyways, here we arrive as like a little T-switch. If we go this way, then there's like another switches. That one leads up to Tinmouth, where we have his 2 diesel 10s and an American Thomas and Percy. And this is how I made it set up. That one will lead up to Tinmouth, which we will come in here in a sec. If we take this track, then we end up back at Nafford. I'm getting a little bit out of breath here. But if we take this track, then this leads up to the quarry, which is my favorite place because this reminds me a lot of Sir Russell Thomas, which is kind of what I represent Brand of Docks a little bit, because as you guys can see, looks like that. But anyways, there's Farquhar Quarry, or not Farquhar, but Central Island Quarry, where Bill, Ben, and the China Clay trucks are. And if we go this way, then we arrive at like little switches. This track leads up to Tinmouth, and that track leads up to Henry's Tunnel. So let's go ahead and take the track to Tinmouth, as we can probably get all this connected. So that's how it comes around. There's Tinmouth Sheds, where engines, supposedly Thomas, Percy, Edward, Gordon, Henry, James, Toby, Emily, Duck, Donald, Douglas, Rosie, that's parked in the sheds right there, Oliver, Ryan, Daisy, Boko, and Bear. So pretty much most of the engines are in. Most of the engines on Sodor is in here, but as of this point, not exactly. And as you guys can see, there's a little Tinmouth, and you guys are thinking, wait, I thought this was Tinmouth. Well, this is the main station of Tinmouth. But I also remembered that there was an upper Tinmouth and a lower Tinmouth. So this is lower Tinmouth because, you know, it's kind of heading down the south. And that's upper Tinmouth because that's heading up into the north. So, sorry about that. But, so yeah, so I hope you guys like that little thing. Another, once again, it kind of like built up to Charles and Thomas's little thing. All this track layout, but a little bit different at the same time. So, if we go back over here, where Thomas is, we arrive at the T-switch again, which leads up to the jail and leads up back to Lower Tinmouth. So let's come back around here and let's go back to this little side. But this time we're taking the track where this custom-made E2 is. So we go over there, arrive at Henry's Tunnel, come out at the other end. Then we arrive at Ellsbridge, and since we're still on Henry's track, let's just go forward. Here we arrive at a little switch, which this track will lead up back to over there, but just one big loop, something like that. So yeah, it goes like that. But if we go this way, this leads up to the works where Tinmouth is located, and also located at Crowman's Gate. Then we come back around. Here we arrive as this little interesting piece, at least. Here we arrive at this little three-way switch track. I'm really out of breath. This track leads up to Arsdale, which is the little Arsdale Railway. So the only train I have out is Mock and he does not have a tender, but one of these days I will. Here's the ballast hopper. There's his little track. There's supposed to be 10 sheds right here, but we're for Mike, Jock, Rex, Bert, Mike, and Frank, but I didn't have that at that point, so we come around over here where Mike is, and then he leads up inside the mine above Bill and Ben, because that's where he gets the ballast. So come back to the 3 switch, and if we go to the opposite side of Arsdale, we arrive at Farquhar, because do you guys remember those episodes where Thomas appears in Arsdale as well? Well, I decided to go and make that a little bit into my series. So this is kind of how it's set up. Arsdale, right beside Farquhar. Now, however, it is a little bit true in the actual map itself, but except the only difference is that there's a road that's connecting that, not a railway track, but who cares at this point. But anyways, if we go over here, we have like the little Farquhar shunting yards where Mavis is resting her buffers. Speaking about buffers, this thing came from like a little weird Thomas toy set, something like that. It's where like you connect Thomas to the buffers, then you fill him up with water, I guess, and then he just like flies off. But since I do not have the Thomas no more, I decided to go ahead and use that for something useful. Recycle it, you know? So now it's just like a regular buffer for Mavis to rest at. And it's also connecting to Ellsbridge, which Ellsbridge and Farquhar are connected. So, yeah, we at least have that little nice reference. So, yeah, here's the Steamworks again, coming around at this corner. And then it connects all the way over there. So it's sort of set like this. So yeah, so I hope you guys get that picture. Coming over here, over the drawbridge, where we're finally above the water again, like we were at the main line. And then we're just like crossing over the big ships or whatever. Then we arrive at the docks, which Cranky is replaced by Big Mickey, or some random crane at least, because at this point of time, Cranky does not yet exist in Sodor yet. So let's go ahead and break down this little detail. I guess I kind of messed up somewhere right here, but all well. Ooh. Okay, fix that. Here we arrive at the docks where crates and apples and fishes and boxes are like scattered all over the place. But we also arrive at like another T-switch. So if we go straight, we end up at Wellsworth Station where Edward is. And if we continue on going straight, we end up at Navford Station. So this side is for the main line. This side is for the branch line. For Thomas, Edward, and Duck. So that side is made for Henry, James, and Gordon. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a little tour. But let's go ahead and end it with the shunting yards, which is my sort of favorite place. Because I kind of like reimagined it with my own head a little bit. Other than the idea that this is a little bit based off of Turtles and Thomas. So if we go back to the crane, we come over here at this little T-switch. So if we go this way, we end up around the shunting yards, where it's like crowded with coaches and freight cars everywhere. So, which is a little bit set up like Turtles and Thomas, as it's like a big loop to like circle back around, but it has like trucks inside the little square thing. So here's Annie and Clareville, the Red Express coach, Henrietta, the Breakdown crane, old coaches, the Flying Kipper train, Toad, Gordon's Express, goods trains, red coaches, ballast, or Arsdale cars, which is Scruffy, Freddy, Rickety, and a boxcar. Here we have is 2 diesel 10 trucks, 2 more boxcars, wretch and a flat car, and 5 troublesome trucks. My custom-made spiteful brake van, the old green express coaches, and that's pretty much it. But let's go ahead and explore at this side. This is Percy Takes the Plunge reference. So Percy slides through the barrier, or the little sign right here, whatever, and then he flies into the water. So, yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, let's look at the Cody Fail Railway. So yeah, so there's that. Comes straight, and then there's this little fork. If we take that track, it leads up to the sheds where Cody, Ernest, Wilfred, Shane Juni, Eric, and Patrick, all of them are at. I forgot what number 8 or 7 is his name, but I do know that one of them was Eric. So I was at first gonna put the super station here, but however, it was just too big and too wide to just fit at this little corner right here. So that's there. But if we go over here, back at the fork, we make this little curve, and then we arrive at another tunnel where it leads up to Imagination or whatever, or Devil's Back maybe. Oh, my voice is hoarse at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys like this little layout thing. Here's the original map, and if you guys want to like point out, spot the differences, something like that. As you guys can tell, I'm a little bit my apologies. But anyways, I'm going to end the video with Thomas going around all over Sodor. So, let's go and end it like that. Thomas just got back from his big world, big adventure. Damn, I have a very, very long way to go to make my series.